guys, it's Tracy. It's chronically blossoming here. I'm talking very quiet because I am being admitted into hospital again. I've had the first surgical tube surgery, but I have had that for about 7 weeks, and they've got to change that because they initially had put in a Foley catheter just to create the stoma, but I haven't been able to use it for my feeds, so he's changing it to a Mickey button. And I have to say I'm really scared, because in the beginning he said, like with this, putting the tube in, he said it was going to be placed 1.5 inches or so below my rib cage. Well, it's not 1.5 inches, it sits directly on top of my last rib or two. And because the Foley catheters are so flexible, that's okay, but he's putting in the Mickey, which would be stiffer and going straight down, and I don't know how he's going to do it, and especially where I'm not going to be in agony forever after having it put in, because it really is right on my ribs. It feels gross. But last week I spent a night in hospital because my Foley catheter had come out overnight, and I freaked out, so I sort of wet it a little bit and shoved it back in, and then went to emergency and they fixed it. So I'm having that, but because I can't eat or get nutrition through that at this point, because it's still too sore, he has to put, unfortunately, my NJ back in, so I'll have a nasal tube for a specific period of time. And we'll see how I feel afterwards, but I will check in. It's just tubes are just a pain in the bum in general. So I'm not the only one it happens to. It happens to, I think, everyone has at least one time where they play up, but usually it's multiple. Anyway, I'll check out for now, and I will get back in touch, or I will restart filming again, like afterwards, just to tell you how it feels after having that done. Okie doke. Wish me luck. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is, I had the NJ put in yesterday, and I had the Mickey put in yesterday as well, but going by my history with the dangler of the catheter, I couldn't feed through that because it was pulling too much while the stoma was healing. And if it was about that much further down in my stomach, like down from my rib cage, I think it would be easier to handle, but it's really painful because it literally is on top of my rib, the bottom ribs. My voice is really low because they were supposed to do it under sedation, like they usually do with an endoscopy, but they did a general anaesthetic instead, which I know even with the endoscopies they use propofol, but they just use enough that you can still breathe on your own. But this time he needed to put in a breathing tube because he thought it was going to take a bit longer, so like putting in both the tubes. So yeah, I had that done. It's tender, and I'm finding, because I had a Foley catheter in, which was only temporary anyway, but I had that in as a feeding tube, and it's very flexible and bendy, like even more bendy than this is when it's brand new, because it was like made out of this silicone rubber stuff. And anyway, that would sit kind of flat, but this is sticking up a bit, like about 1.5 centimeters it's sticking up. So I've found I've knocked it a couple of times, and it's also on a slight angle in the skin, so I don't know how long the post part of it is that goes in to the stoma. I don't know how long it is, because I know he got a few different sizes, but I stayed overnight because usually it's day surgery, and I stayed overnight. One, because my POTS is so bad with anaesthetics, and two, so I could see the stoma nurse, because no one gave me anyone's number or any nurse when I first got my the surgical feeding tube, 2 months ago. But I just asked the night nurse, and she said, no, she's not in today. She comes in tomorrow. So I'll be in here until tomorrow then. So I've got to be home though by on tomorrow afternoon or something, because I've got my daughter's formal. She's in year 10 at school, so I've got her formal, and I'm doing hers and a couple of friends' makeup. But yeah, I'll might check in a little bit later on. Otherwise, see you tomorrow. Or when the doctor comes in, he might say something different. So I'll keep you up to date. Okay. Bye, blossoms. Okay, I'm back, guys. My throat, from having, I would say, they actually did a general anaesthetic. I may have mentioned that already, but my throat is so bloody sore. I think it's a combination of them putting the breathing tube down, plus the endoscope, and then this, and it really has stuffed around with my throat. I would say about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I had a cold or something like that, and I ended up getting like a laryngitis, so my voice went really deep, kind of like it is now, but I was losing it. But my voice, my throat's so sore. I'm just waiting for the stoma nurse. So today is Wednesday, and I had the Mickey button popped in on Monday, and this will be so that the Mickey can kind of settle down, the stoma can settle down. A lot of people just go straight into feeding, but for some reason mine's really sore, and I think it's because it's so, it's right on my bottom rib, rubbing. But it actually does feel better than the little Foley catheter that he had put in there temporarily. That kind of felt weird. This is different. But yeah, so there's this out of the way. Let's just cross fingers that I don't need to come back in for any reason, like within the next 6 months. Let's see if we can aim for 6 months without coming into hospital. So that's a goal. Anyway, yeah, I thought I'd just bring you along with this little journey. But yeah, I think that sometimes I do this to kind of diarise myself, because my long-term memory has been affected by some things. So yeah, done. It's just this. Whenever this comes out, I prefer someone else to take it out. I don't like taking it out myself, because I don't know, I think I go a lot slower, and I'm like a little bit scared of that last end bit that tastes like puke. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. Thought I'd just do this for you, and hope you're all doing well. And if you've got any surgery or anything coming up, I send you some well wishes, some healing wishes. Anyway, see you later, guys. Bye.